We can hear you.
For some weird reason.
Oh, I have OBS stories to
Yes,
tell.
yes, yes. Okay,
Oh,
now it's working. At least I know where to look, and it's utterly amazing to me. This thing just resets itself. So the setting isn't saved for some reason. I don't know why, but the rest obviously works. Or let's do the test. Hi viewers, let's
yeah.
start doing an audio test. Oscar.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen from the Netherlands.
And then we've got Chris from the States.
And from America, it's me.
Very good, very good. Seems to be going well. I'm not sure if any of our viewers has hung on to our channel for 2 weeks without any show. Hopefully, one of the one major viewer will probably come onto my WhatsApp or whatever and tell us if everything is okay. But I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
We were just talking again. And maybe if you see our show for the first time, you're completely oblivious to all the technical issues we've had in the past. But
it's a whole
it's a whole lot, and there's definitely things that we did wrong. But there's also a lot of things that I just can't understand about software and and Skype and OBS, and it's just a mess sometimes. And one of the things that I bump into, and now I know what it is, so it's easily done. Oh, Edwin says we're right on time, so yep.
Cool.
Right.
Well, he is as well.
He is as well, yes. Anyway, and that is that for some reason, and I really don't know why, because I haven't disconnected it or whatever, my mic is not being picked up as the default audio device. So the channel was there, but it's defaulted to some input that isn't there. So when I start the stream, my mic isn't working. Now I know what it is, so I do 3 clicks, I switch it to the right mic, and it's there. But if that happens to you the first time, you just don't have a clue why this has happened, and it just automatically does it by himself. So by itself. I don't know if software is a he, she, or an it, but anyway.
It's on that same topic. Within our company, OBS is also sometimes used to record general meetings, and somehow it really goes wrong quite often that the complete meeting is taped but not the sounds or whatever.
Yeah.
So
it is
always something going wrong with OBS.
It is incredibly difficult to use, and I'm not saying that I'm very smart, but I'm pretty sure I'm not stupid. But it's just okay. People, okay, you beg to differ. Okay, beep. I can kill you in the stream. Anyway, it's well, it's just strange that it's so difficult and that it has such weird behavior sometimes. But then again,
at some point we need to try some of the other streaming software, because there are other options.
Yeah, but and then we'll see whether it's us or the software. But it's I don't know. I mean, every time I look at other solutions, everybody says OBS is by far the best option. Maybe not easy to use, but it's quality wise and everything, and the possibilities is just the best that you can use. So
maybe not easy to use.
I don't know. It's crazy. But anyway, also, you have to know which audio sources you use, and then you've got USB audio sources. I think what would make things a lot better, and I've been thinking about that, but is to just have an audio mixer and have just one audio channel go into OBS, and not let OBS do all the mixing and all the choosing of audio channels from all the sources, but have a proper audio mixer. And then just have one audio signal going into the stream, and that would be
because that couldn't possibly go
well.
wrong.
It could, but it's much easier to understand if something goes wrong, because then everything's in the mixer, and that's an easy thing. That although it's digital, it's a lot of sort of an analog thing. You just have all the plugs and the faders that you can use. So it's probably easier to mix and to get a right signal. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because right now, for what we're doing, it always works fine. The last couple of shows have been without any problems. So maybe we should just not complain too much and and move on with our lives.
Well, no, that's the hallmark of this channel, complaining.
Yeah. If we can't complain anymore,
we have no show if we're not complaining.
That is actually very
That's
true.
why we started this channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we will keep complaining, but just not about OBS. Anyway, it's good to see you guys again. It's been a while. We have been hectic, and it just didn't work out for the last 2 weeks. But luckily, today it is working out. We're planning on a half-an-hour show, give or take a couple of minutes maybe. But and obviously there are some topics we can talk about. But one very obvious topic is obviously Formula 1. Which has started again after the summer break, and I was really looking forward to start watching again. I didn't know what to expect, because it's always a bit, you never know what happened during the break. Things can suddenly turn around.
We sort of knew what to expect. We sort of knew that somehow Ferrari would mess everything up. They did not disappoint.
No, definitely.
They got down to plan G.
Yeah, that was, I think.
And then they pulled Sainz in to do a fast lap, put him out behind Alonso, and got a pit lane in
speed
penalty, and just blew fifth place.
Well,
sorry, they blew fifth place.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
So Charles,
Yeah.
we're looking at fifth place. We can do hard or medium tires. What do you think? Question.
Yeah.
that was,
Hey, you guys decide. You're the ones with the strategist, allegedly.
yeah. Well, first of all, I did not really expect Ferrari to just keep on being that bad. Because I would expect them to have done everything to prevent stupid things like that again. But obviously they didn't. And they were just all Italian about it and didn't do anything. Just went on holiday and came back.
Yeah.
And drank some wine.
And drank some wine, ate some pizza and pasta, and then came back and said, "Oh well, what were we doing? Where were we with this?" So I mean, that's really probably the Italian way. So I didn't expect it to go that way, but it was, and it was terrible. I mean, the Spa was great. The weather was great. Last year was a little bit different, obviously. This year was great. I love the circuit, and in a way, it was sort of relaxing that Max had to start from all the way from the back because everything is a win then, as long as he finishes the race. And you would always see him ending up in the top 3. I was expecting, but I was not really expecting that he would win this one so easily. And that was all good. It was a fun race to watch because of that. But let's go through the race. I mean, the start was just like, I held my breath for about 5 minutes after they started because there was so much going on, and I was so afraid that Max would be in trouble because of traffic and all the things that were going on because it was a big risk.
Can I just say that I don't like the fact that they've taken all of the asphalt runoff away and replaced it with gravel. I think that's a problem.
Yeah, could be.
That the incident on lap 2 or lap 3, where both cars ended up in the gravel and couldn't get out. I'm like, they had damage that could have been fixed in the pits. If that had been asphalt like last year, they'd have been able to keep going. But as soon as you put gravel right close to the track,
it's true.
It stops.
There are several ways of looking at this.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, sorry, I was just thinking. Yeah, on one hand, that's true. On the other hand, I mean, with all the asphalt, people are sort of not taking care anymore and thinking, well, I can go a little bit out of the side and I can take a little bit more risk because, in worst case, I can just drive onto the asphalt and that'll be fine. So the fact that it's a bit old school and that they have to stick to the limits and have to be careful because their race could be over, to me, it's not a problem so much. It's just a way of thinking, maybe even better in some ways, because they were going. I mean, first couple of rounds, everybody was going through chicanes, and they had to then do the foam barricades to make them sort of go around and then they have to give their place back because they cut off something on the asphalt. And I'm not, I'm okay with it being a gravel trap, to be honest. But that's just my take on it. I don't know what Oscar was going to say.
Yeah, I'm with you. So it's very clear you need to stay on the black stuff, otherwise you're out.
Yeah.
And I think Bottas really, of course, it was not his fault. No. He was ending up in the gravel. Yeah. But I think a Max would have just gotten out of it because he would just have keep on driving through it. And just steered back on the road.
Could be
because it is because Bottas stopped and then tried to get away, and that never works in gravel.
No.
We all know this.
Yeah.
So
it's
true.
Yeah. So there's for safety. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really make a difference. But anyway, for Bottas that was bad luck, or maybe also a little bit stupid that he didn't get it out. But That was it.
And then there's our favorite topic, Princess Louise.
Princess Louise.
Yeah. Oh, I loved Alonso's comment on the radio.
Yeah, that was.
Alonso speaks the truth.
That was.
He can't drive unless he's at the front.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. That was brilliant. Yeah.
Let me. Be Real just asked me to. To post something. So I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Oh, this may be a good thing to talk about. Be Real.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
Nobody seems to know about it.
No, and I'm just hanging in there to see what happens. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. Anyway,
I was gonna say, what's Be Real?
Oh, okay. We're definitely gonna talk about it.
Talk about it later. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Hamilton. Yeah. I mean, he is. I mean, it's over. You know, he just for this year. I mean, if he has a really, really, really good car, he might come back. But it's just a combination of a bad car with not being used to driving in a bad car, and then some bad luck, but also the frustration and not knowing how to drive in a pack of cars. And that's exactly Alonso's comment. He just thinks he's untouchable. And that's obviously not the case. So, I mean...
Obviously not.
Obviously not. And it was a really... there was no if about it. It was just stupid that he gave no room at all. And we all know that Alonso hates him. So he... And
his excuse in the interview was, Alonso was in my blind spot, so I couldn't see him. But if you looked in the in-car camera, you could see Alonso in his mirror.
He knew. He was just hoping.
That car that I just overtook is magically vanished. It can't possibly be in my blind spot.
He just, it was stupid. It was just frustration and just trying to get something out of it and not be, be overtaken by Alonso or whatever. And he just can't handle it. And in a way, I mean, it's difficult, obviously, if you've been a 7-time world champion and suddenly you can't even get to 7th place or something. I mean, agreed, that is a difficult thing, obviously. But then again, I mean, some other guys are just having fun doing that, like Alonso or even Vettel or whatever. And they're just, knowing their place and driving in that pack, knowing what they should do.
The other thing you could argue is if he's 7 times world champion, he ought to know how to deal with this situation.
Well, maybe, but we've always said, and I think it's true, that he was always on his high horse, talking down to people, being bigger than everybody else, knowing best, and that was only possible because he easily won everything because of the crazy advantage that Mercedes had. And he's a good driver. At least he can drive fast. I mean, he's not an all-round good driver, but he can, drive clean laps and do good times. But he's got some other problems, and that's just that he can't handle not being the best. And that's a problem for him. So now that's coming through.
And you know that the car is not as terrible as he says it is because George Russell's making it work.
Exactly, and that must be frustrating too.
George Russell's always up in like sort of 4, 5, 6. Mm-hmm. That sort of area. Yeah. He's had a podium.
I think
it's like you're driving the exact same car.
Exactly, and George is taking. I think George
crashing.
Yeah. I think George is taking out of the car what's in it. He's probably driving it.
He hasn't had the experience of spending 7 years in an untouchable car.
No. It's
and Lewis is expecting this year's car to be the same as the last 7 years.
Yeah.
And it's not.
No, true. But so it's true. And so
it was surprising. McLaren had a lot of porpoising this weekend.
Well, Williams did too.
A long time.
Did you see that shot where Albon's car? They've got this high top speed now. And that introduced porpoising, so you saw the car just bouncing up and down all the way through the straight. So now they've got speed and have the added porpoising, but they take.
There was one overtake. I think it was Red Bull overtaking a Ferrari on the straight, and they had the camera pointing straight at the cars, and you could see like the Red Bull on this side was just dead flat, and the car next to it was doing this at the same speed.
Yeah, they do have a really good car this year. I mean, and they haven't even brought the lighter frame package. I mean, they have something up their sleeve which makes the car lighter, and they haven't used that yet. So
and Max and Checo need to take advantage of everything they've got at the moment, because this is the sort of streak of good luck that might not last.
I know. I'm a little bit worried.
The commentary team for Sky were absolutely brilliant this week, because they finally admitted. They said, for Max to win the championship now, he has to finish. If Leclerc wins every other race between now and the end of the season, all Max has to do is finish fourth.
Yeah.
And they said for every race that Leclerc doesn't win, Max can finish lower and lower and lower down the field, and still win the championship.
Yeah, they're saying in 3 races or so, he might become world champion already, which is just crazy.
Which is unheard of.
Yeah, it's unheard of. It's crazy.
I mean, we've seen that 2 or 3 races from the end, but not 8.
No, it's unbelievable.
Not 7 races from the end of the season, and it's exciting that could happen, but at the same time, it's like,
I'm a little bit afraid.
I would like the other teams to fix their problems and make it a little bit closer, because Red Bull now are in the position that Mercedes have been in, which is
exactly.
Well, they're just winning.
Yeah, did you see that meme that Hamilton was saying? Well, with Max being so much better than the rest, it might become boring for F1 fans. They put that text on Hamilton. But anyway, it's
completely unable to see the irony.
Yeah, definitely. I think what I'm worried about a little bit is I'm always worried because things are going so well. You're waiting for the karma thing to get back, and something really bad happens, so that's always a bit worrying. You shouldn't obviously worry about that, but that's still in the back of my mind. But one other thing is that because of the fact that Red Bull has become so fast without any reason, or at least nobody knows what it is, they will be scrutinized, and there will be teams telling them to check everything on their car because they think they're not playing fair. And I hope.
I think they've resolved the porpoising problem better than anyone else.
And I hope that's it.
The technology in that which causes them to be at risk. I hope they've not done something really sketchy.
Well, what's so funny? Well, I hope so too.
I cannot imagine. Then the FIA would have said something about it. So
the FIA.
And what I heard was that because there was actually some rake still in the car, now with the lift, what was it? 10 millimeters up or something, which everybody had to do, is actually better for the Red Bull.
Well, that's funny because I think
that's something that Toto and Lewis screamed had to happen. So Red Bull have now lifted the back of the car, which has taken it even further out of the porpoising problem.
Exactly.
Therefore, so if they really had already a good car, which is only got better now because everybody.
Be careful what you wish for.
That's funny too. You see that.
So it's made the Mercedes slower because they now don't have as much downforce, and it's made the Red Bull faster because they're now further out of porpoise.
It's brilliant. I like it, and it shouldn't be like this for the next couple of years, because then obviously the fun would go out of it. But for this year, it being like this after all the bad luck and really, really tough season that we had last season.
We just need to enjoy it while it's
I totally agree, and I hope it stays sort of like this. I mean, he doesn't have to win every race with 30 seconds or a minute in front, but still, the supremacy is okay.
When they cut to him like 3 laps from the end and he was 30 seconds ahead, I said to Paula, I said, he's so far ahead, he's just sitting there in the cockpit doing a TikTok.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Somebody wake Christian up, tell him we're going to finish the race in 3 laps.
But that was actually going on. So at one stage, he was told that he should look after his tires. And he was the fastest on the track. And then he said, but I'm already doing that.
Yeah.
So
seems, you're right. It seems that they were not even going on the limit.
Pushing.
They weren't on the limit. They can go much faster. And with the new chassis, well, maybe that sort of goes against them, and maybe it'll get worse. But on paper, they should even be faster than that. But they don't need to do that now, as long as they have this advantage. So
with all the regulations that Mercedes asked for around pit stops, with you can't use automatic tire guns, and you can't use torque sensing, and you can't use lights. Red Bull are now back down to 2.3 seconds for a pit stop.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, it's crazy. It's but I like that. I like I'm
enjoying it because it's about time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. It's well deserved. It's about time. And it shouldn't be like this for the next 3 or 4 years, but because that would sort of take the fun out of it. But for now,
I want it to be close.
I'm fine. Yeah. And it was great at the start. Well, not at the very start, obviously, because everything broke down. But
Ferrari have ruined the season for everybody that likes Red Bull because they've taken the competition away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that Ferrari thing.
Sorry, have they taken the taken the competition away?
Question. Well, a couple of things. I sort of feel sorry for Ferrari and Binotto because we probably all have been in this situation, or maybe not all of us, but where something goes wrong, and then in an effort to frantically fix it, you are not thinking straight as you would normally, and you are making more mistakes instead of less because you're not relaxed about it anymore, and you're so afraid that something will happen that you do make the wrong decision. It looks like they're just in the conjuncture of decision making and good and bad luck, they're just going exactly the opposite. They're just doing exactly the wrong things all the time because they're not in sync anymore with what they should do. And that thing with having Charles stop for getting the fastest lap is something that you would normally do, but I would have never in their situation done it in this position.
No, because their position when they came out, you were like, you're going to be really close to another car here.
Yeah.
Well, and
then they were so desperate to get out.
But I wouldn't even have gambled the pit stop. I would be so afraid of losing because of all the bad luck. I would first go back to the basics. And just finish the race. Make sure the cars will don't make any really stupid tire choices and do that. And then if that starts to feel normal again, then you come in the back 5 and you come into sync with the right wave, and then you can do these things. But it's unbelievable to me that they went for that. And
they need to listen to their strategist and then do the opposite of what.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's probably that wave that they should just
bring
invert.
Leclerc in, put him on red tires for a fastest lap. Okay, keep Leclerc out.
Yeah. It's stupid. But also Leclerc. I mean, I have to say, Leclerc is not as tough as Max is in handling that type of thing. Also, I mean, there's probably no way you could win against a team like Ferrari, that's helping you. But on the other hand, I mean, if you've seen the mistakes that Charles has made under pressure, now I was thinking they were saying their speedometer didn't work correctly. That might be true, but I was thinking he was so stressed about getting behind Alonso. That he was going too fast because he was afraid that he would not make it. So he was not cool about it. He was totally,
But there's pit lane speed limiters. Did he have it turned off or something?
Well, I don't know. So that's weird. That's why it's weird. I don't know what happened. Anyway, it's
they have a plus 10% button that they accidentally pressed.
But then the other thing is that they wouldn't. I mean, the car was so much slower than Max's fastest lap. They wouldn't have made it anyway. There was still 6/10 or something between it. So,
and Max was still preserving his time.
So
and also what I do not understand is why he said no, I do not want to do this.
Yeah,
Leclerc. And then if he stays out, nothing happens. So what
Would have been a
are
solid
they
fifth
going
place.
to do?
Yeah.
Stand on the track and
I think. Do you know that? I don't know which race it was. That thing where Binotto was sort of telling him off after one race. That was a major point for the relationship between Binotto and Leclerc. And Leclerc is just too nice a guy. He was being told off that he could not talk back. He has to listen and he cannot make his own decisions. That was probably the talk that he had. You have to fit into the hierarchy of the Ferrari team. So now
play the game of the Ferrari team.
So now he is sort of in between between a rock and a hard place, because if he goes against it, he might come over strong. But that would be directly against what Binotto has told him to do. He's got a multi-million-dollar contract for another couple of years. I think Leclerc doesn't know what to do anymore. He's just totally stressed out, and he doesn't know when he's doing the right thing. So he's becoming insecure.
Ignore the strategy.
Well, yes, he should do that, and Sainz is better at that. Sainz doesn't really care. He just he goes against them much more, but he's a whole other character than Leclerc is.
Yeah, just once you want to hear them say box, and for Leclerc to come back on the radio and go, no. I have track position. There's only 3 laps.
Yeah. And I think he should probably do that. But now, because of the way things are going, he's going to do that somewhere in the next couple of races, and then that'll be the wrong decision. But you can wait for that to happen, because they're in that bad vibe. The first time he thinks, I'm going to say it, he says, no, I'm not doing it, and then something really terrible happens, and they say, why did you say that? I'm sure of it, because that's the way.
As soon as he decides to get brain,
it'll bite him in the ass. I'm sure, because that's the way things go. Probably. Anyway, it was a great race. It was unbelievable that, and we're talking about Lewis and Russell, but if you look at Max and Perez. I mean, Max started 15th, 14th, 15th?
14th, yeah.
14th. Perez started second.
Second, yeah.
And then Max finishes the race 16 seconds or whatever faster than Perez. I mean, in the same car. Yeah. It is a whole other league, and the car is great. But Max is doing this.
But Max, he has some tracks that he really likes. Yeah. And he really likes Spa.
Yeah.
I mean, next weekend, is it next weekend he's going to be in Zandvoort?
Yeah.
So he really likes that track. Yeah. The problem is he's going to be under so much pressure from being in his home race.
Yeah.
Last
year it worked. Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't have a clue. With the way things are going, you can only assume that he will be great there and probably wins it. But we all know so many things can happen. We'll see. It will be a great race, I'm sure. I hope the weather will be great, and then everybody was going to have fun. As long as we don't have real drama, with unfair things going on, then everything will be fine. And whether he becomes first or second or third or whatever isn't really a problem, as long as we have a great race. And if some car is faster and it's fair racing, I really don't mind. I mean, even if Russell wins it or Sainz or I mean, that's all good to me. I will enjoy that race in any circumstance, unless something really bad happens and we're all gonna be mad and furious about somebody. But we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, it's fun. I'm really glad that it's on again. And I'm looking forward to the next race. So we'll just do
you want to cover the last 2 topics? You wanted to talk about something? I have something.
Yeah. Maybe you can do your something first.
Okay, this arrived a couple of weeks ago. So
cool.
Another Lego car, not yet built. So it's the Speed Champions Dom's Charger.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Racing Brick really liked this. A couple of other reviewers really liked it.
Yeah.
And it's the new.
Yeah.
It's the wider it's 9 bricks wide instead of 7 bricks wide. I think
it's 7 instead of 5, or not? Nah,
7 instead of 5. I think
something like that. Yeah, looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's a nice looking kit, and I just thought, that'd be fun to do at some point.
Yeah, definitely. I've been looking at getting another Speed Champion 2, but I can't find a real nice one. The nice ones that were there are sold out, and I'm just maybe that one. I didn't see it. I think it's sold out too, but maybe they'll become available, and I might do that too. But anyway, no. So great stuff. I mean, I'll be happy. Happy to see how that build is looking if you finished it.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Actually, yeah. Talking about Lego. So in the Rotterdam area, there's a guy who's renting out Lego kits.
Yeah.
And I saw that it was only 25 euros per week to get the Titanic.
Yeah.
Renting Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
you get the box, you build it, you take it apart again, give it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea.
For our build, that would be great, except for the fact that we have to get one box to the States in that week.
Yeah, one of us isn't in.
Yeah, but then we need so many weeks that we can buy one.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's probably not a good choice, but
no, but for if you have holidays or whatever during the Christmas break.
I saw the new Hogwarts Express from Lego. The train from and it's crazy expensive. It's 500 euros.
So,
and that's, I mean, it has about 500 parts, so that would sort of make sense. But it's okay. But the wheels turn. It can't be motorized. It doesn't fit on the normal Lego tracks. The bogies don't turn on the carriages. The locomotive is also not. It doesn't have any turning bogies or wheels or whatever. So it's totally rigid. Then we've got a station, a platform 9 3/4. But it's a very small, short part where the wall is there. So it looks weird. I mean, for that price, they should have had the whole thing with all the arches behind the whole thing. And they just have a little part of it. It's just a crazy, stupid thing, and I don't think it will sell well because it doesn't look, for that money.
Yeah,
it doesn't look great. I mean, it's 500.
It is kind of a weird one, isn't it?
It is, because it's 500 euros, and if you look at the Millennium Falcon, obviously that's 700, but it doesn't sort of compare. I mean, if the Millennium Falcon is 700, this thing should be 300 maybe. If you look at it that way, but. Of 350 maybe, but it's 500, and then it's like, I don't know, maybe real Harry Potter fans will buy it, but I don't think it will do great. I think the guy from Racing Bricks also did it. No, it's another guy who did it. He'll probably do it later then. But anyway, so Lego, great. You didn't build anything, Oscar?
No
time.
No. It's no, and actually I saw that last Saturday the Lego Masters show on the Dutch television started again.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
No, I also did not know it. So
that might be fun to watch. Okay, so that's it. Well, I did some work on my Toyota Carina, my BTCC one. So I did a piece on the bottom side. The thing is that I was not sure about the color. I think the body color normally was white, and then they sprayed the top like the coach the other colors. So I think the actual body is base white, but that was the Castrol version. So I left that white, made it a bit dirty, put the parts on it, and that sort of looks great. But now I'm sort of wondering whether it's white or that it should be blue. But anyway, it's the bottom side, so doesn't really matter. And I finally got the body done with all the decals on it, and that looks pretty good too. At least have to put everything in and on it, obviously. But that's coming along nicely, a bit slowly, but a couple of hours every week, and we'll probably get there. Cool. So that's pretty cool too. Yep, like that. Yep. And then we've got obviously the thing that just came up. Be Real.
Yeah.
Be real. I didn't know. Somebody mentioned it, and I thought, well, let's just give it a try. The idea behind it is that they want to do a social media where people share what they're doing, but what they're really doing without all the like Instagram posing and only sharing stuff from when you're in Saint-Tropez in your shorts, laying on a very expensive beach drinking a martini or whatever. They want to get away from that and just be real about what you're doing. And the way they're trying to make that happen is to you can't share anything when you want to share something. No, you get a message, and at that point you have to take a picture of where you are or what you're doing, and then it takes a picture of on the front and back camera. So it also takes a picture from the selfie camera.
Yourself.
And I like the idea in a way, and also I think you can only share with friends. So you have to be friends with someone to be able to see each other's be reals. Obviously, there's a lot of flaws with the whole idea because you don't have to do it. You can still skip, that message. You could even try and maybe set. I don't know if it worked. I think you can't go to an existing picture. You have to take a screenshot. It doesn't. You can't go to your library or whatever. So it has to be a real screenshot. But you can do. I mean, the idea is great. And if you really feel like doing that, then you should be the one doing that and making that happen. But you can obviously do anything you want with it and not be real if you really don't want that. But in a way, I like the idea. And for me, the biggest reason why I wanted to try it is that I just want to know what it is. That's why I tried out TikTok. I tried out a lot of things just because I want to know what it is. And I tried Snapchat, but I just can't get that. So I still have an account, but I don't do anything with that. I don't even have the app on my phone because it's just not. It's not it for me.
TikTok is getting more dangerous by the day. Did you see that thing on? I can't remember which security reporter it was, but they discovered there's JavaScript that runs in TikTok that is a keylogger.
Yeah. There's something else.
It's a message from someone.
Anyway, I know TikTok is pretty dangerous, and they're all saying that, so probably you should be careful with it. But I don't know about Be Real. I just thought I'd try it. Then I had no friends, so it was going into a black hole. I thought, why am I doing this? And then the guy who actually told me that I should try that because it was the greatest thing happening. I tried to friend him and he didn't react, so I didn't know. But now Oscar and I are friends, and I haven't seen any Be Real from Oscar yet. I think I can't see it, or you haven't posted anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I posted it.
Okay,
at least twice.
Then but, I just don't know how it works. I'll try and figure it. I'll try and figure it out later. But anyway, that was why. While we're doing this, there came a beep from my phone saying you have to make a Be Real. So I thought I'd just do that. But
so is there a time limit? Like between them sending you a message, because otherwise you go,
no,
I can go out and pose.
No, it's only 30 seconds or something. It's like a limited.
I think 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. It's a limited time, and then you have to share that, and you can put some text with it if you want, but I don't think you have to do that. But so the whole thing is that you have to, within those 2 minutes, you have to take a picture if you want, and then share that. So I have a lot of pictures on there with me behind the screen. Because that's what I'm doing.
What are you doing right now? The same thing I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. So I am pretty sure this is not going to be a success, but I just wanted to try it and maybe keep it on for a couple of weeks and see what it does. But
it's worth knowing what all the hip people are using, what the kids are using.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. It's indeed quite big amongst the youth. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's going to be horrible for them because they're suddenly going to discover how boring everyone's lives really are.
Exactly.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway.
Yeah, or they make challenges that you should always take the image between your legs or whatever.
I'm pretty sure some pretty nasty stuff will be going on, like Snapchat and everything, because that's probably the way it will go. And
because it's the internet.
That's the internet, and that's the only way it's going to be a success. You know, that has always been the case. If it's sex or porn, it sells. And that has been with video recorders, video rental stores. I think one of the major reasons Philips VCC 2000 system failed was the fact that they did not have any porn videos for rent on that system. And VHS, which was far inferior to Philips' system, went on because everybody could rent VHS tapes.
So you know about Rule 34, don't you?
Sorry? No?
Rule 34?
No.
What's that?
If it exists, there is porn of it.
Yeah. And why is it 34? Is that just...
It's just, I don't know how it came about.
Okay.
It's...
Okay.
You know, and then there's another rule, like it's just one of those memes that appeared years ago.
Yeah.
And there's Rule 73, which is if you say something that's slightly off color that's on a safe website and nobody understands it, don't explain it.
No. Yeah,
so,
you should know. Okay.
The Rule 34, I think Rule 34 made it into a couple of sitcoms. I think it made it into The Big Bang Theory at one.
Okay.
Because they were talking about, I can't remember what it was. They were talking about like this. It's a stuffed cat that you can buy in Japan. It's
yeah.
I can't remember what it's called now, but it's this really famous stuffed cat that you can buy in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guys goes, "Do you know about Rule 34?" And he goes, "What's Rule 34?" He goes, "Don't ever look up the name of that stuffed cat online."
No.
Then, like a couple of scenes later, he goes, "Well, I know what Rule 34 is now."
Exactly. Okay. Well,
if it exists, there's
porn in it. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, it's time for us to go. I think. Thanks for having a great chat again. I enjoyed it, and let's try this again next week. Then we will have had Zandvoort, so we'll probably talk about that. Hopefully, in a very cheerful way.
We're currently building some small-scale cosplay for Comic-Con.
Okay, cool. Oh, that might be great to share.
4 weeks time or 3 weeks time, I think. So
cool.
It's nothing particularly complicated this time, but it's a fun little project. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that'd be a great thing to share next week. So
share next week.
Okay.
Great.
Okay. Thanks.
All right. Good.
Thanks everybody
for
watching. And
you guys go and have some beer.
Yeah, we're gonna have some beer. You're gonna have some lunch probably. So thanks again. Yeah, beers. I don't see that on the OBS stream, but I see that in. Anyway. Thanks guys.
All right.
See you later. Bye bye.
See you.
Bye everybody.